motherfucking Vixen, who we hear about on the timeline all the time. Who, by the way, I want to read Vixen stories too, but I understand you got to put your money where your mouth is. She was in this year's Rise of the Power Company. She was going to be the co-lead of Power Company. It had that book, had that team actually become a thing. She was going to be one of the co-leads of that. She's been in all pretty much all of these previous DC Power stuff. You claim to want this
And
character.
Birds of Prey too.
Yeah, Birds of Prey. Those issues that she was in did not go up, spike on the sales charts. I think she's in this last arc. Really, it hasn't really made a difference as far as what the sales are for her. But these are the things you claim to want.
And here's the damning part, right? I
Mhm.
want to say back in the summer, motherfuckers had the nerve when the DCKO bracket came out to say, "Oh, Vixen needs an ongoing. Vixen needs an on." Listen, that Vixen. Listen, let's just entertain the fact that a Vixen ongoing would come out. Let's entertain that for a second. Yo, that shit is not lasting a year.
No,
They're not lasting a year, bro. It's
you
it's not
you
lasting.
you would get a strong no, strong issue number one numbers because they would probably go not go in heavy, but they would give her a fair amount of variance, because she is supposed to be she should be your Storm equivalent at DC for various reasons, exposure related. She's not, but so you give her a fair amount of variance. Okay, that's fine. Issue one sales would be good. I'd say issue one could hit top 50. After that though, issues two and three are probably in the low to mid hundreds. By issue four, I don't even think she would be charting.
Yep.
Issue six would potentially be the last issue of the book. Fuck it. Let's say they gave it 10 issues just to see. I think by the time I think it loses profitability by the time you're halfway through the
Yeah.
book. Like and at that point, any editorial staff worth their salt is going to have to say, okay, hey man, like we've already contracted you for this many issues. Okay, we contracted you for 10. We are now losing money on this by issue 7.
Mm-hmm.
You got these last 3 issues to first off tell everything that you want to tell, wrap up any story beats that you want to, but also to try to turn this sales slippage around. And hey, if the numbers get back to a level where they ain't even got to be great, we just got to not be taking such of a big L on it. We'll give you another 6 issues. But do I trust our readership to be able to make that happen? No, I don't, because we've proven time and time again that we don't support shit. Companies are not charities and they're not your friends, dog.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a capitalist society. What that entails is, hey, any company, not just a comic company, but they produce a product. You give them money for that product. They turn around and make more of that product, and you then give them more money. It is a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
With a When they put out a product and it does not do well, or they do not make enough money on it, or they even lose money on it, they stop making that product.
Yep.
That's how the world works.
It
Guys.
ain't no race thing. It ain't no sexual. It ain't none of that shit, bro. It don't matter. It don't give a fuck what color you look like. I don't give a fuck what side of the fence
No,
you swing on, bro.
we
Listen,
got
if you
clean
ain't making
cash
money,
rules everything around me.
yep,
It's that simple,
it don't
dog.
matter. It don't matter. So when I see DC got an agenda. Oh no, they had an agenda. The agenda was we're gonna put this out and we're gonna put some money behind making sure you guys know this book is out, and it's up to you to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the agenda. That's the
Yep.
agenda of all businesses. But when you don't hold up your end of the bargain in that agenda, they have every right to say, we got the message. It's time for us to move on. I got my shit here. I brought damn near all of these. I got all my copies of Black Lightning. I got all my copies of Mr. Terrific. I got all my copies of Cyborg. I got all my copies. And I just did a review of all of these shits like not too long ago anyway. So most of them pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Stories that can deserve to continue on. But at the same time, to go back to my point, what we got in them 6 or 7 issues, I'm good. I'm chilling. Hit me with another one.
Yep.
Hit me with another one. Because at
Uh,
least then, when you say it's a miniseries, DC already knows when you see the solicitors that says, oh, 1 out of 6 or blah blah blah. They already know by issue 3 or 4, maybe even 2, you're losing profitability, but it's okay because we're already trained and the writer already knows, oh, I'm going to finish my story anyways. So what's the problem?
and then people act like you can't tell continuous stories in miniseries. The Silk miniseries that was coming out like yearly until this past year, and now we're about to get another one. I think either this year, or next year, one of them. But that story continued over three or four miniseries, year after year after year. Like, guys, you can keep a narrative going long term in miniseries. It's not hard to do.
No.
So, you know, hell, I would say miniseries for me anyway would be the preferred method for some of these
Yeah.
characters to get out in front of readers, especially minis that aren't beholden um layers upon layers of continuity, like the Zatanna bringing down the house, the Black Label mini. Like, hey man, she remixes some of her past and stuff. Tamaki was able to play fast and loose with bits of her history at times, but she gave you a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's turn around and do that for a Bronze Tiger. Let's turn around and do that for we just got a Black Lightning mini, but let's turn around and do that for Duke Thomas. Let's give him a mini. Let's that wing needs some shine. I understand he just had that Outsiders book, but that wasn't an Outsiders book. But that's neither here nor there. Like, there is a way that you can tell stories for diverse characters that don't have to be in ongoing. Because y'all got it in your mind that if something isn't an ongoing, it does not matter. Guys, some of the biggest stories out there have been from books that were not ongoings at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Long Halloween is not an ongoing. The ongoing series is not the only way to tell a continuous story that matters. There are multiple ways to do it. Y'all get so caught up on it's something ongoing, it's something ongoing, it's something ongoing. At this point, so what?
So
So
what?
what?
That's not the only way to validate your character, bro.
No.
It's not.
And
It's
I
not.
would rather have a mini series with a singular creative team. You give me 6 issues, hey, and do this, and then okay, we come back in a year, give you another 6 or so, and I know that they're going to be able to tell their story, as opposed to an ongoing where it's, oh hey, midway through, oh the artist is changing, or hey, midway through, and we're not filling this creative team, so we're going to drop them and throw somebody else in, or I mean just any number of things, or it ends without notice because the publishers decided, hey, you know what? We're really not hitting the numbers we need, and we're not going to keep putting resources into this. Whereas a mini, you've already allocated how much you're going to spend on this book. You know what your costs are going to be before a single issue comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and you can kind of gauge what your profit is going to be as a whole after the first issue. That's one of the upsides about miniseries. Or they do the Marvel method and relaunch after relaunch after relaunch, and it's telling the same damn story, but it
Yeah.
gets so annoying because now I have to renumber my shit after every 12 or 18 issues. No, just do a mini. Hey, if it works, if people like it, we come back in a year. We pick up where that story left off. We get you another 6 issues, and you can do that year
Yeah.
after year after year. That characters have proven that is a viable strategy.
It's fine because at least with that method, the black characters are getting their shine. They're
Yes.
getting their stories told and completed, and then you keep it pushing. Like, it's okay to admit the ongoing method doesn't work for us. And the underlying truth of that is because I don't know if I'm gonna add me because I buy my fucking books. All right, y'all have proven you guys are not a viable demographic to keep something going for the long term.
Bro, our people have proven that it's a few number of black characters that y'all gonna support long term to keep them going. right? The last black character at DC that got a mini and got it extended, John Stewart's The Run Before War Journal, that ended up going 12 and a one shot to wrap things up. Marvel, yeah, we'll be able to keep a Miles book going.
Yes.
When we get a decent Black Panther book, you can keep it going. But the last two have shown that hey, Black Panther fans aren't going to put up for bullshit. It's on bad. We just gonna back out. Storm seems to be holding. Storm's in a weird place because they are relaunching that book. It started out really strong. She dipped a bit toward the end, but I don't know how much of that is tied to the fact that you had this Age of Revolution shit coming up, and I'm sure a lot of people tapped out with that because I tapped out with that, and I'm just willing to come back when they bring her actual book back. But even that one, they're playing kind of fast and loose with whether or not that's going to be a mini or an ongoing. So
I think it confirmed there's going to be an ongoing.
Yeah, he confirmed it, but then you still look up all their listings for it with Marvel and just at comic listings online with the different shops, and they're still listing it as an ongoing. So I have my theory on that. They're telling him, hey, yeah, well, okay, you can call it an ongoing, but if it drops below this number within those first 5 or 6 issues, we will end it. That's what I think is happening. So like I say, it's very few characters that we have shown that we are going to support consistently. Because even Static, with the milestone return stuff that they did, Static probably got the most support, but it weren't great numbers. And when I'll just say this, you all have shown DC what your priorities are, and as much as you say it's black characters, it's not.
So let us know down below in the comments. This was a lengthy conversation. I don't think I'm going to clip much of. I don't think I'm going to chop down much of this because I think the bulk of this conversation is what everybody needs to hear, because this needs to be the nail in the coffin for y'all and this Black Heroes conversation. It's done. It's over. Stop asking for an ongoing. Stop asking for more representation. Whatever representation y'all get, that's what you get. Period. So whether you agree or you don't agree, let us know. Let us know in the comments. All right, let's have a conversation, and we'll gladly talk with you in a respectful manner.